call the meeting to order at 4 o'clock. If you could take the roll.
Sure. Belcarelli.
Present.
Lasky.
Here.
Shireman. Hutchison.
Here.
Panic. Here. Belter. Mugrower.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Excellent. Yeah, if you want to let them in, that'd be great. While we're doing that, the next thing up, approval of the March 19th meeting minutes. If I could have a motion and a second to put that on the floor.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussions or updates to the meeting minutes from March 19th? I'll take a motion, or I already have a motion and a second on the floor.
Sarah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you hear us?
Recording in progress.
Ooh, never mind. Let me try that again. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
There we go. Okay. We've officially started the meeting. Sorry, Matt, go ahead.
That's okay. If we could take the roll on approving March 19th minutes.
Oh, you don't do just a call, you do a roll?
Got to do a roll for
All right.
everything except for adjournment.
Okay, minutes. Belcarelli.
Aye.
Lasky.
Aye.
Hutchinson.
Aye.
Panic. Aye. Mugrower.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Now we go to number 3. Presentation from Pangea Dimensions LLC on the status of a proposed development.
All right. We have had this group come forward. As you can tell from the timeline that was included in your packet, they have requested an updated timeline. We've been working with them. We have actually a developer's agreement drafted. They were working on creating a third entity to handle the development. And so I will hand that over for them to kind of present on where they're at right now. If you guys are ready?
Yeah, we are ready.
Okay.
Do we have to bring up the status update, or are you going to bring it up? Should we bring it up? Or?
Yes, can you bring it up? I'll get it so you can share.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I will pull that up then.
Okay. And in the meantime, I can mention that they've been working with multiple departments and divisions on their plan and have had a pre-submittal meeting with our DRC. And they've also had an additional meeting with our engineering division with the DPW to talk laterals, utilities, those sorts of things as well. So a lot of progress made, I'd say, within the last month or so. And then they just wanted, because we've missed some of the deadlines that we initially put in the RDA agreement, we wanted to make sure that they came forward, could kind of discuss where they're at right now, where they're looking to go. And then we do have an opportunity to go into closed session to discuss how the RDA feels before we go back into open.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah, for that. And just to add also, we had a workshop with the planning. We had with the workshop also with the planning sometimes.
Yes, yep, there was a workshop with Plan Commission as well to discuss the project too. So more progress than our previous meetings.
You can volume up just a little.
Yeah.
The volume on the TV?
While Kevin is working on bringing up the presentation, let me just state that the main thing that happened was because, when we had our concept plans and everything, we sent it out to be bid on. And then we kind of build that thing, that was like, okay, that's the building we're going to work with. But then as we went along, their timing did not align with our timing. So we had to go back to the board again to bid out the job again to different builders, GC. So, and then we got that back, and so that just kind of, but we'll give you an update on where we are.
Can you guys see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm just gonna follow up with what Jabril said, but just a brief background on the project itself. I know you guys already know, but it's 24 sustainable, livable, affordable homes. They're workforce homes. They're 2 bedroom, 1 half bath, and an attached garage, and suite laundry facilities, and backyard patio space. So just like updates on what we've been working on so far since our last meeting. So like Jabril said, we received a bid proposal from engineering, surveying and assessment companies. So we actually interviewed about 5 companies. And of those 5, it was actually 2 that were responsive and engaging, and like their timeline actually aligned with ours, because, if we're gonna do a project, we need them to show up. So I know those two, one went above and beyond, actually engaged with the city's engineering department and just asking questions. So we feel good with that. We're confident on who we've picked. Also, we're finalizing our bid proposal from our newly selected builders. So we also, again, bid it out to multiple builders, about 5 of them. And then at the time we had one that we were working with, but over the course of as the project is progressing, like, we realized it was like not alignment in scheduling, so we had to then get another builder and onboard them, get costing from them. And then there was also a bit of like tariffs issues, so like with the new administration, so like getting all those costs, that took time to then, for us to build our performer, to then know what the gap is, what the gap is in the project, so then we could then come to the city for our ask for financing needs. We've also held a lot of concept meetings with financing and funding sources like LIDA, Associated Bank, One Community Bank, Federal Home Loan Bank of Chicago, and Baker Tilly, and we're still having more of that. We've also revised building designs based on feedback from the planning review and the workshop that we had with the city. So some of those were like more, and you guys will see that in the next slides, like more backyard space, less curb cuts. So we've incorporated those feedbacks. Also, we've completed a planning workshop, and we are right now finalizing the application for the rezoning change and the GDP application. So that should be submitted this week. Because right now we're just in the last stage where our landscape architecture just has to refine the plans a bit, and then we ask to review it as a team before then submit it. So that's that. And also, like, different departments in the city have been really helpful. Like Sarah was saying, but we had questions from Brian, the planner, and he's just been really helpful for our team. So yeah.
And so many of them, traffic department, all that. So.
Yeah, I feel
That's what I like to hear.
We're like best friends with them. We're getting there.
And that's a typo. It's not GDP, it's GPD. It's GPD, not GDP. Yeah. So,
Yes, general plan development, yes.
yeah. And just to add also, when I met with Baker Tilly, Don Bernard and his team, at that time they looked at it and they said, okay, the project will be able to access the GGRF, which is the Green Gas Reduction Fund, because we're doing all this sustainable stuff. But then, with what happened after, and this was in December, we had a conversation with Baker Tilly, and then what happened after the turnover in administration with the IRA, that GGRF fund now it's on hold because there's litigation on that. So that also, so we have to look at other ways to make up that capital stack. So.
Okay.
Yep, and then just for budget and resources, like we said, like we're putting our financing together and identifying any additional needed resources, and for risk issues and decisions. So again, some of the issues has been like lack of alignment with the initial building schedule, but we have that sorted out now, and we have a building that we're confident with and has been really like fantastic. Actually had a meeting with Department of Public Works last week to just go over questions about laterals so that we could really finalize our pro forma and then be like, here are the exact gaps that we have in funding. And like I said earlier, uncertainties due to tariff concerns and impacts. There's also been Inflation Reduction Act incentives and benefit challenges, because that's like one of our potential sources of funding. But with this current administration, things are up. And then also we finalized our choices of company for Phase 1 ESA. And we are also, one of our next decisions is obtaining support from neighborhood groups for the project, and also meeting with the city for financial support.
Yeah, the neighborhood group was something that Kelly mentioned to us during our last, when we had the workshop.
Yes.
Commission. She said it would be necessary for us to meet with the neighborhood group to tell them about the project and kind of, so they're informed, and at the same time, bring them on board so they're supportive of it and know what's going to be happening in that area and all of that stuff. So
Yep, absolutely.
And the department will coordinate that and just arrange that, so.
And for our upcoming tasks and timeline, so we're submitting the Redevelopment GPT application. We're also ready to execute the development agreements, and we're securing financing commitments. And we've met with the city's Department of Public Works. That was last week. And we need to, for our main next step is like we also need to schedule a infrastructure access loan meeting with the city, because that's one of the sources of funding that we're looking to pursue. And like Jabril said, like we want to have that neighborhood meeting and have it arranged by the city. So anything else, Jabril, for this page?
I think we're good here.
Okay, so and here's notes and feedback and our updates based on the meeting from the plan workshop, commission workshop, so in February. So this is our updated.
And not just the plan commission, even from the RDA, some of the feedback we got that time.
Yes.
And the feedback we got from the pre-submittal meeting too. So we incorporated and changed some of elements in the design. So.
Absolutely. So here's the front entrance view. So like we've reduced that curb cuts instead of it being like individual curb cuts per townhome. This was actually like 2 townhomes are sharing the curb cut for the driveway entrances.
Yeah, this concern was because, especially for 9th Avenue, the traffic department said 9th Avenue was the main arterial road, so they didn't want too many cuts into that 9th Avenue. So this was the compromise.
And then here's the back for the back, more backyard space, more green space, and then also we took out there used to be a stairs by the patio, so like people could come down, but we took that stairs off based on feedback as well from previous meetings. And then here's our conceptual site plan. So the 10 lots. So total about 24 units.
I think this was there for the workshop, right? Yeah.
Yes, so that's the last slide.
Okay.
So I think that's pretty much it from our end.
Okay. I imagine we have a few questions. I know I've got just one or two at least. Because you note phase 1 and phase 2 in the project, but on the graphics, I don't know what phase 1 and phase 2 is. So do you have just a rough idea? Is it just, is it the front side, the back side?
We actually have that on a different presentation when we gave the pre-submittal. We didn't have this in this packet for the plan commission. Yes, the feedback we got from the plan commission and just pre-submittal was, so phase 1, because we had said we'll do the 2 units. Can you go to the site plan, please?
Yes.
Yeah, so we had said we'll do the 2 units first, and then the 10 units next. But then the feedback was like, once we start with the 2 units, within a couple of months, we should start on the 10 units. So that's 2 units there, and this is 10 units. So within a couple of months, so phase 1 and phase 2 are going to have an overlap. So phase 1 will be 2 units, and then within a couple of months, phase 2 will begin, the 10 units. And that was the feedback, at least that was kind of like what we agreed at our last meeting with the plan commission. So.
Okay.
And subsequently, we'll do the same thing again with the 2 units and then the 10 units on the other side. So it's kind of like mirrored. Yeah.
Okay. And then my next question would be, without giving too much away or without negatively impacting your bargaining position, there's still 6 lots that are owned by other entities. Comfort factor, like your site plan doesn't include anything on those. Comfort factor on being able to acquire more and being able to complete a full row on both sides. I know that was part of our discussion, many moons ago when we first heard from you.
Yes, that's very correct. We did actually engage them, and it was something that we discussed at the pre-submittal meeting. We sent letters, we made phone calls, to them, and there's only one owner on this, that's right there. The rest are kind of like renters. only one of them got back to us, interested in selling, but then they were asking for like, 5 times or 6 times the value of the land, Only one person was interested in selling, but it was like 5 times to 6 times the value of the land. So we're like, no, that will not work, But the feedback that we got from the plan commission was like, maybe by the time they see the 10 units go up, some might be incentivized to come and have a conversation, because at that time we have, because they're mainly renters there, right? So if you have these brand new units there, people might want to rent that over the old housing that is there, and might be difficult for them to compete. So the owners might be motivated. At least that's the thought process. Yeah, we had those conversations. It's on hold right now. And then the person was interested in selling. They had stated at that time that they actually had a buyer that was going to be buying right away. So if we wanted to close that transaction, we needed to close it like within 48 hours or whatever. But then the amount was crazy. The rest were not responsive. They were not interested at this time. So we let them be and not just keep bugging them with phone calls and and correspondence letters and stuff like that. So
Okay. Thank you. Other questions from members?
So if you were to adjust the timeline, you're comfortable with the current time, the updated timeline on what you presented to us?
yes, Sarah, we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're looking at completion by July 2027 of what you're presenting now, not anything additional?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Anything else from
Yeah.
RDA?
And Sarah, just so you know, we didn't know if we were supposed to come in person because we'd have been willing to come down to drop down, really, so, yeah.
That's okay. I know that the conversation was started with Kelly and kind of happened before she left, so that's all right. I think we made it work for today.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Jabril likes driving down. He likes Oshkosh. I do too.
I get to go to the candy shop store.
See, I will go next time. You didn't tell me about it until last week, so.
Sarah, anything more that you want us to be aware of before we go into closed session?
Nope, I don't think so. They hit on all the major points that I would have. As I kind of pointed out, the property that was interested in selling was this corner lot, and we felt that it didn't make sense for an exorbitant amount of money to have them purchase that. So Planning Commission's suggestion of just starting one of the larger properties, and as you build, the rest may fall sort of philosophy seemed a good fit for this block in particular, which is what we're excited about. The only thing is we're playing a little bit with the phases because of 9th Ave having traffic being a larger road. Maybe not so much right there, but just being more of a mainstream road compared to A, figuring out what we want to do. It's a little fluid, but the idea is still to keep it as is. That's all that I have.
Okay. If there's nothing else, Jabril or anybody else, we'll, we need to,
Motion.
yep, I need to, we'll go into closed session to further discuss. So I don't know how you're gonna do that, how you get through that with that stuff, but,
You guys will basically see a black screen and you'll hear some music until we have you come back on. Okay? So you just hang tight.
Okay.
So I move that we go into closed session. Do I have to have something very specific?
if you can,
Looking for it.
read the letter V, you can just go back to the front page.
Okay, so,
You'll move to go into closed session and then read the rest of that.
okay, the redevelopment authority, I move that the redevelopment authority may convene into closed session to discuss bargaining options, strategy, parameters, and terms related to the negotiation of an agreement for the acquisition and development of the following parcels. Can I read them all?
You don't have to.
You don't have
Okay. To
Pangea.
Pangea,
Yep.
did I say that right? Dimensions LLC pursuant to section 19.85, paragraph 1, paragraph E of the Wisconsin state statutes, where competitive bargaining reasons required a closed session.
If I can have a second.
Aye, second.
Okay, any discussion on going into closed session? I see none. If you'll take the roll on going into closed session.
Belcarelli.
Aye.
Lasky.
Aye.
Hutchinson.
Aye.
Panic.
Aye.
McGraw.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Excellent. We are in closed. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.
This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly. This local government meeting is currently in a break. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. This is GovTV, opening accessibility and understanding of local government, helping you to be informed and involved. Also streaming live and on demand at oshkoshmedia.org and radio simulcast on Oshkosh FM 101.9. Like us on Facebook at our Oshkosh Media page. For a schedule of all GovTV programming, visit our website at oshkoshmedia.org. Please stay with us. Coverage will resume shortly.
On West 8th Avenue and West 9th Avenue between Oregon Street and Nebraska Street. This is for Pangea Dimensions and in the amount of $77,000. I'll take a motion in a second to put on the floor.
So moved.
Sounds like that.
Discussion from RDA.
Well, I'm really glad to see that there's more movement going on. Helps to build confidence.
There seems to be some good support for this project, which is nice to hear. So,
Yeah, comfortable with the progress we've made in the last few weeks here. Look forward to seeing that continue, and yeah, still supportive of this and supportive of an extension. Any other discussion on the extension?
Only if we wanted to talk about the order.
We can ask. Again, what's on the table for us is the extension, but
I can discuss that.
We can also, I think Sarah received
Yep.
your feedback, and that's
Okay.
that's really more, I think, for them to discuss during the development agreement process and
Yep.
what the right plan is for them.
Yep.
Love it. Good.
All right. If there's nothing else, if you'll take the roll on 2502.
Belcarelli.
Aye.
Lasky.
aye.
Hutchinson.
Aye.
Panic.
Aye.
McGraw.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Congratulations.
Yep. We
Congratulations, you
look
guys.
forward to continued progress.
I will be in
Thank
touch.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. We
Good luck.
really appreciate your understanding of, this cyclic nature of development, really, so.
Yeah, thank you so much for being supportive of this journey. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
You too. Bye.
Bye.
Next up, we have a public hearing for Resolution 2503, approve spot blight designation for property located at 1226 Oshkosh Avenue, 1236 Oshkosh Avenue, vacant lots previously known as 1232 Oshkosh Avenue and 1240 Oshkosh Avenue. That's the first reading. We have no one here, but we have the second reading, public hearing for Resolution 2503, spot blight designation for several properties located along Oshkosh Avenue. And third and final reading of the public hearing for Resolution 2503, approved spot blight designation for multiple properties located along Oshkosh Avenue. That's 1226, 1236, and vacant lots previously known as 1232 and 1240 on Oshkosh Avenue. Seeing as there's no one here, we'll consider the public hearing closed, and we'll take a motion and a second for Resolution 2503.
So moved.
Second.
When you're ready, Sarah, if you want to tell us.
Sure. Do you guys have any questions on this one? Or it's pretty straightforward. Where the location is the Oshkosh Ave expansion that we're looking to do. We purchased the 2 buildings, and there is some asbestos that needs to get removed, so we're going to do some asbestos removal and then demo them. And in order to do that, in using CDBG funds, we need to have the properties blighted. So that's the idea. We'll get them blighted so we can get some funds in there, get it cleaned out, make sure nobody's in there, and then demo them down.
What are they currently, what are those 2 buildings?
One was a bar with residential above, and then the other one was like a secondhand
Yes, sure,
shop
okay,
sort of
I know
thing
what you're talking
that he was living in the back of.
And then what's the land in between the 2?
It's just a vacant parcel right now. There's 2 vacant parcels. So the idea is once we demo the structures, they're not going to need the rest of like the back end of those. So we're hoping that once Oshkosh Ave's expansion has been completed, we could then market that for development. It'd be a great place for it. And it has location off of the other side, whatever road runs in the back, that little alley.
Yep.
So
Yeah, it doesn't have a name, but that's.
we wouldn't have to come right off of Oshkosh Ave.
Okay.
Could be a good location for something small,
Yeah.
commercial.
For sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions on the spot blight designation for those properties?
What would the cost be for demolition and?
The asbestos, we only have received a quote so far for inspecting it for asbestos, and that was a little over $5,000.
Okay.
The removal will probably be, my guess is 20 to 30,000, and then the demo, I'm not sure on that one. I'm not sure I want to offer a suggestion, but my guess would be anywhere between 50 to 75,000. We're going to try and do as much as we can with city departments so that we don't have to actually bid that out. With a little persuasion, we'll see where that goes.
Don't they like knocking stuff down?
Depends on timing for.
Sometimes if I can
for
be
their
really
use.
charismatic and ask streets to help me.
Yep.
They did help us board the windows. I've been very appreciative of what the other departments, facilities, and streets have been willing to do with us with this.
No, it'd be good to clean up that side of the road there and keep us moving forward on potential Oshkosh Avenue, Sawyer Street intersection.
Yeah, we are very
renovations
close to getting every property that we need for that. And now the DOT is also talking about doing the bridge reconstruction at the same time, so that we're not doing one year and one another year. We're gonna do them all together.
That would be
awesome.
That would be good
Makes
if we're
much
working
more
together
sense.
with them and
Yes.
have
yes.
less of an impact on the business community and the residents.
Yep,
Right.
yep.
That use them.
I mean, they're so close, it's right there anyways, if,
Yeah.
really, it just makes sense,
Yeah.
so. Yep, that's the plan.
Excellent.
As I know more, I can share more.
Great.
Should still be a roundabout, but I'm not gonna keep fighting that bad.
If there's nothing else on 2503, we'll take the roll on approving the spotlight designation.
Belcarelli?
Aye.
Lasky?
Aye.
Hutchinson?
Aye.
Panic?
Aye.
McGraw?
Aye.
Motion carries.
Next item, Mercury Marine purchase agreement discussion.
Okay, so I left this as discussion because I suspected this wasn't going to be ready for the meeting, and I was right. I don't like to be right on those, but here we are. We have been working with Mercury Marine on that, the property that we own next to them, they're intending to turn into a parking lot. We have been getting stalled a little bit by ATC, trying to get some easements for them installed. We have a meeting scheduled with Merc Marine, ATC, and our legal all together next week. So we weren't able to get it accomplished before this meeting.
Who's ATC?
ATC owns the transmission, the utility lines that go above. They have, there's been a lot thrown around about how we don't have an easement on record. We don't, but statutorily, the lines have been there longer than 10 years, so they already have kind of an easement in place in essence through that. We're just looking to use the lot for parking lot, but we wanted to get the easements on RDA's land before Merc Marine buys it, so that we can try and make sure that if Merc Marine wants to sell the property at some point down the road, they can still use it, because the lines go right across the middle of it, and they like 60-foot easements, so it would cut out a good chunk of the property that they wouldn't be able to develop under. So we're working on that. We're hoping to have something all concluded by next week. So with that, I would also like to know how you guys feel about potentially having a earlier meeting than July, because we would like to get that moving for Merc Marine.
Does this support any more development for what their other where they're, like their current building?
Yes, the idea is that they're gonna expand, which is why they need the additional parking for their
That's
staff.
helpful because I'm looking, I'm like, I hate getting riverfront property for parking lots.
Right.
It's also hard to develop that lot though,
I
which is why a
understand that.
parking lot makes more sense with where it's at. And they're cutting out a chunk of it for us for our river walk, which is gonna end that very nicely in that area as
Glad to
well.
hear that they're looking to invest in property too.
Yes, yes.
There was a
Yep.
diagram of this once upon a time that we saw.
And it's been changed a few times, so once I have a better one, I will present it with the purchase agreement and then also with the ATC easement, because ideally, we'd like to get the ATC easement recorded with the city and then sell the property to Mercury Marine. So those would go hand in hand, but we need one before the other.
Okay. So going to your meeting,
I don't know what it's gonna be yet, because I don't wanna suggest a date, but
I'm not
hop-
available at all the week of the 22nd through the 28th.
Okay.
I think probably just, once you know more, send out
I
a
would
poll.
send out like a doodle poll or something
we
and
can
say we
respond
need
back
some
with-
availability, because that's not the only item that I would hope to get on that meeting as we move forward with our agenda
Sounds
tonight.
great.
But I just wanted to give you an update.
I do have a question on this. I know the city is saying ideally we get the easements all taken care of and then we convey the property over to them.
What's the worst case scenario if we don't?
Well,
Why not make it their responsibility?
why not just make it their
Yeah.
responsibility? So
Why are we wasting?
how do we benefit? I understand the future development, but if they don't want to give more easement, they don't have to in terms of their negotiation with ATC. So how do we benefit as the city by trying to play the peacemaker here between these two?
I agree with
these
you.
These three things.
It's kind of how it had already started. I'm just trying to clean some stuff up. I think we have a little bit more bargaining as the city versus they could just eminent domain if Mercury Marine purchased the property and we didn't have any easements in place before that. I think we're trying to protect potentially future developments if Mercury Marine wants to sell it in the future, so that ATC can't just cut out a huge swath.
Eminent domain of riverfront property. It'd be a sizable chunk that a court would make them right.
But how much is it of what they would have is riverfront? Because the rest of it goes back.
It kind of goes along the side and then cuts kind of through the middle of
Yeah.
it, so it almost makes that entire lot unbuildable,
Right.
which is why we're trying to make it into something before we hand it to Mercury. I think we're very close to getting to a conclusion with it. There's just some legal language in the ATC easement that we're negotiating right now.
How long does this resolve, do you think?
Honestly, I'm hoping it'll be done at the next meeting,
Perfect.
because I'm definitely saying, let's do what we need to do to get this done. This has been dangling
And I
for
don't
months.
disagree with the fact that you will
We
the bigger
just need
stick,
to clean
and
this
it's
up.
just easier to
Just be
kinda
done with
just
it.
get
But you could
We
also.
can't
use-
think of every single thing that it could possibly become in the future. We've done our due diligence. It's time to hand it over and be done with this.
And if
So,
they disagree, then you can hand it back to them and say, you guys do it.
go for your easement.
Yeah, go for your easement.
Yep, we're, I think we've reached the point where we've done what we can for this person, this business that's trying to purchase the lot.
Good to hear.
And now we're starting to get into wasting time a little bit, so, yep.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so there's a possibility of having that special meeting to approve the offer and easements, but I will reach out with a doodle poll or some sort to do that.
Sounds good. Next up, RFP for the 700 block of South Main discussion.
Okay, so I included in the packet what I had found in the files, what had been done. It looked like in maybe 2019, but I thought this went out before that, because this was the property that we didn't allow the extension on for Millennium. We have gotten multiple developers have already reached out expressing interest in having ideas for this lot. Yep, so I was like, okay, I found this one, I made a couple modifications. I actually had the DNR reach out to me, I think on Monday, saying, don't forget, it's a BERT site, so I do want to adjust a little bit of the language in here to make sure that we include in there that the developer is going to have to work with the DNR on closing any sort of open cases that might be affiliated with the lot, that sort of stuff, because I don't remember seeing any language in there before. And then one of the things I highlighted was on page 2 of the RPF. The RDA encourages submission of a plan for creatively designed multifamily residential or mixed-use commercial multifamily development. So per our comp plan, we wanted it to be more mixed use. So I was wondering, are you guys, would you want to take out the multifamily residential and just leave the mixed-use commercial multifamily development, or leave it as is and see what they come back with? Because I'm not opposed to keeping it open.
Leave it as broad as possible, in my opinion. Leave it as broad as possible, in my opinion.
Okay, so leave it as is?
as many options as possible.
I mean, it's any option. I don't want to prevent anybody that might be interested in and seeing what they come up with, but I also will be gently saying we're hoping to see more mixed use
Can
in
we
that
show them a picture
area.
of the last
Like
proposal and say, please don't make it look like this?
first floor, commercial, potentially residential, or something. You know, you never know, but
Yep.
that's definitely where we're seeing the development trend to go. Is people are interested in having a little commercial with their residential. So, yeah.
I can't remember, was that the bar?
No, it was an apartment complex.
And then there were the weird tilted homes on the side with they would like
It
angles.
was very
and-
interesting, it just didn't fit
Mhm,
this particular neighborhood.
Well, one of these, they were gonna put a bar in there, not a bar, but a brewery. Is that the same property?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Then I can leave that as is. I'll add in a little bit of language about the environmental requirements, making sure that they're paying attention to those. And then I would also ask for a little grace because we are so short-staffed in economic development. I really don't want to put out an RFP right now that I can't follow up with and keep on. So if I can, I'd like to wait maybe a month before I release this. Hopefully by then I'll have filled John Zarati's position and we'll have somebody else in there to help me track any developer questions or comments or concerns that come in. So if that's okay, I wouldn't release it until probably the start of July.
Possible pedantic suggestion, but if we do want to push the mixed use, if we just switch the sentence around,
And put that first?
put that one first.
Okay.
and-
So it starts that what they're thinking and what they can do. I like it. But that's all I had on this one.
Okay. I don't see anything else. Housing design book and infill housing requirements discussion.
Okay.
I think we got an email on that.
Everybody should have received a link to the housing book.
It was fascinating.
It is, yeah.
It is a very interesting book. We also have plans that we feel are going to be more used from it that could be for info lots. But based off of what I was told, was the idea was that that book was then, or the plans were then going to be used for info lots for RDA. So the next step is we need to figure out what parts do we want to have as a requirement in essence, or a strong suggested guideline for people interested in purchasing our info lots moving forward. I have staff working on some suggestions and recommendations. We started with other groups like NeighborWorks in Green Bay and Habitat, Go H&I, different suggestions that they have that they've put into their RFPs for builders. I don't think we need to go quite that extreme. I think we're just really looking for something that matches the neighborhood, has a strong build, isn't cutting corners, isn't looking too cheap sort of thing. And kind of start with that base, and then if the homeowners want to add anything to it, or if the contractors want to put something on it to make it look a little nicer to entice people to buy, that's up to them to do. So that's, if you're interested in that, then I would basically put some specs together that we would attach to any RDA properties, that then anybody that wants to buy them, potentially also getting them that new homes in the neighborhood grant funding, would be required to follow our guidelines for those lots.
But they'd have choices.
Yes, the book itself, there's multiple plans, and we wouldn't hold them to a plan. It's more specs that we would say, we want a basement.
Right.
We want an egress window subbed in so that if they so choose to put a bedroom in the basement, they have the opportunity and don't have to spend any additional money to do so. And it has to fit the flow of the neighborhood. We'll work with staff's discretion to determine that sort of thing as well. But yeah, that's the idea.
What do we call those mother-in-law apartments or those other
ADUs.
ADUs.
ADUs? And these areas, we would welcome those?
They're by right in Oshkosh anyways, so if they wanted to do it, they could. Yep. And it is much easier to put them in as new than to
Right.
try to renovate and
Right.
put something above a current garage. Then you run into a lot of fire issues. Got a little fire code.
Would one of the specs be a garage?
Yes, we have ADU specs, actually.
No, I mean, just,
Oh, do you want to include? Yes, typically we have detached garage.
Right.
And we can kind of flex it and figure out, how depending on what info lots we have, what we decide we want to go with. Based off the offer that comes through, we could adjust it and change it. But yeah, I think we just need a base that we can say, you can't build it as cheaply as possibly. We want to see something that's actually going to fit in the neighborhood, and other people are going to want to continue to buy as it passes hands.
I forget if I sent the email, but I had the thought of sending the email about the one thing I didn't see in the design book was Accessibility.
ADA accessibility. You
Yes.
did send the email. I did respond to Hannah. I didn't know if she got to you or not. We
Okay.
do have ADA plans as well.
Okay.
And we can make that a requirement. I mean, it's a requirement for new builds anyways,
That's
but,
what I thought. Okay.
yep, that's in there as part of it too. We have that option to present to them as, we've literally laid it out for them.
Mm-hmm.
They just gotta make some minor tweaks. There really isn't that much that they have to do.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking with the aging in place and a lot of these.
Right.
Yep.
So important to have some standard.
We have 1 story, 1.1 story, 1.5 story, 2-story builds, ADUs, ADA, it's all in there. We have a lot started for them, so. Takes a lot of guesswork out for them.
So
Yeah, but I like the book itself.
are the plans in addition to what we saw in the book, or are the plans within the book?
Yes, they are. They,
Okay.
I actually meant to bring them, I'm sorry. That's the only way I have them right now. We went through a lot of revisions and are still working out some of the setbacks and certain things, making sure that they still fit Oshkosh code before we put them up. But we're happy with the book, with where it's at, and that would be kind of the suggestion that we would use is, this is the history of our infill lots. This is something we want you to follow. We're not going to say you have to build the home exactly like this, but within the idea of it, the trend of it.
Yeah, that was my one, or I had a few comments about the book, but one of them was just that it was very conceptual,
Yes.
you know, and I think it would be helpful to have, I just went to the city of Milwaukee's and on their website you click on and they have, I think like 9 or 10 different plans that fit in the neighborhood, you know, and they're more,
Yes.
you have like elevations that are more like buildable.
Yes.
So if that's what you're planning on.
The
still
idea
adding,
is to link
yeah.
those plans and have people be able to access them and use them as
Yeah.
needed.
Okay.
Yep.
Would the recent work that, like for a comparable question, would the work that Vianola has done recently for some of the buildings that he's done, which I think are great, qualify for some infill in some of the areas that you're speaking of, or not?
I don't know without doing a little bit more research, because I know he's been doing a couple of different things. And I'm only aware of one that he's doing on Oregon offhand, so I'd have to dig a little bit, but I think anybody could do it. It's infill, so it's not meant to be a very large new home in the community. It's meant to be something that fits in nicely with our smaller central city neighborhoods that we have in the communities. So I honestly think any builder would be able to
An
do
ADU can be used for rental purposes, yes?
Yes.
And can it also be in a duplex situation for infill? Or
You
is
mean
that
like
typically
having a
not because
duplex
not
and then
enough
also
room?
like a ADU in the back?
No, just one or the other.
It's by right for all of our, I say our lower residential, so 1 to 2 units. So if it was a duplex, yes, they could still have an ADU by right.
A duplex would qualify for that type of situation as well?
What type of situation?
In infill?
I don't, that gets a little tight. I think it would depend on the lot size.
Okay.
Setbacks are always a thing that I would be worried about. Some of our info lots are pretty tiny, but
Thank you. And then I understand.
definitely still a possibility.
Chances are it's already zoned though. It may already be
For
zoned
low.
for a duplex.
Okay.
But to our point, it just may not physically
Yeah,
fit.
understood, yeah.
Because of the requirements.
I just want to make sure because I don't
Building
see any of
codes.
those
We
in
do
that
have
book, so I was
duplex
just
plans
curious.
though also
Yeah.
that were
Okay.
created with this. I think there's 3 versions of a
I saw
duplex
something in
that
there.
were
Okay, I understand.
created as well. So
Thank you.
it's just a matter of, I don't know if they're gonna fit in some of our lots with the setbacks and us wanting garages as well. So
Yeah.
we just have to decide what we want for specs. And then once we have a developer that's interested in the lots, we can say, okay, show us what you wanna do, but make sure you're meeting these requirements as well.
And the
Very
only reason I asked the
low
question is because I
level.
want to make sure we have enough flexibility to be attractive for development, because putting too much restriction on it can hamstring us a lot.
Oh my gosh,
We really
yeah.
want to get these filled, so.
We started with NeighborWorks, and it is like a 40-page document of like paint and everything. And I was like, okay, cut out all the stuff we don't need. We just want a strong structure to start with, the basics, and then homeowners can add extra additional things that they want to it.
The interior
They can
touches
make
are-
it their own. We just want to make sure that our strong structure is going to be the same for everyone that's going in their infill lots.
So is this the same book that Habitat was using when they went to Washington?
Yes,
School
it's going to
project?
be attached to our Washington Housing Development as well. Yes, that's the idea.
There was a comment in the book about having detached garages versus, is there a reason why Is that an actual requirement, or?
It's not a requirement. It's just mainly because a lot of info lots are long and skinny. So
Yeah, it just-
typically in our
it made it
central city,
sound-
they're detached
It made it
garages.
sound in the book like it was a requirement, which I thought was odd. I would just take that piece out, I guess, that it's not a requirement to have.
Okay.
You know, if you can somehow work it on as attached.
So he
Yeah.
doesn't have to search the whole book. Can you find that and send it to her? Page
Yeah, I
seven.
will. There was another typo that I thought, so I'll send you a separate email. with
Perfect.
kind of stuff.
Oh, we have a
Because I've read that book multiple times and I think I couldn't even catch it if I tried. It just all melts together now. Yeah, so that's all I have. Then, if we have something prepared by the time we have our special meeting, or potentially in July or later, I will bring those specs once the staff has the time. I have planning and inspection staff already working on some of it.
Sounds good.
Are all of the RDA lots viewable online?
Yes, we have them, I think on the city website, but then also we contract with the Realtor to share them, and GoEDC helps us get that.
Would there be any value or a way to share suggested 2 or 3 of the designs per lot?
Good
So
idea.
that you don't run into that idea of, I want to build this type of duplex, but it'll only work in these 3 and not these.
Can try. My thought is staff time. I'm not sure how I could manage that with all the lots that we have, but
Interns.
definitely something to look into, for
Right.
sure.
When you get this complete, let's market the properties with an image of a house on the property
Yeah.
that's in the book, so that we can market toward, and then make it really kind of turnkey. Say,
All you have to do
Here you
is
go.
get the
Yeah.
lot.
that's right.
Yes.
Look at this,
Right.
this one works perfectly
Yeah,
here.
Alexa.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the idea, is that
So-
they're meant to be, they
kinda
should
like
work in a
organic.
variety of places and locations, which is hence the detached garage. It's easier to do a detached garage with the long skinny lots we got.
It's like me in a house. If I see an empty room, I don't know what to do with it. When I see furniture in that room and how somebody else has designed it, it's like, oh, I could see that, you know?
Yes.
So 2 or 3 ideas, perfect.
But at the same time, I like empty rooms because I'm like, ooh, fresh slate.
I know, but I don't like to think anymore.
I'm just trying to think if there's a class at the tech that could be a great project for them.
The plans themselves start with a very basic lot size,
Yeah.
so the developers could even say, if the lot is 30 by 50 and we're putting it on a 20 by 40, they should know that it should be able to fit in there based off of setbacks. So that's what we're kind of working out, is making sure that any setbacks we've put in the plans fit Oshkosh's setbacks, because they did not initially. That was some
Right.
oversight that was missed.
Totally. Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
But we're fixing it. Yeah,
Love it.
I'm excited about it.
Good.
So between that, do you guys want to see the RFP again, or are you okay with just me making those minor adjustments and then putting it out? The RFP for the 700 South Main?
I'm fine.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay,
Yeah, I think it's fine.
okay. Then I'll just let you know maybe by email, once we've got it released and a timeline that we've got put together.
There you go.
Okay, then I don't have anything else on that.
Excellent. Last thing on the agenda, and I know a couple of you had some hard stops in just a short little bit here, but Executive Director's Report, I think you tried to give us an update on some things that have been
I
changing on the
did.
last couple of reports.
And the only thing I was going to say on this is, if you haven't already, watched the State of the City video, because it shows a lot of these projects as they're being built, literally within the last couple of weeks. So check it out, it's great.
I was
Yeah.
referencing earlier in a discussion, the drone video, the drone footage from our city staff, Oshkosh Media, and they included several of these in the State of the City address, and like she said, given a nice visual update from the construction progress. There's several that are moving along quite nicely.
Yeah. So, and if you guys ever have any questions, just shoot me an email. I'm happy to respond. Yeah.
If there's nothing else, with the next regularly scheduled meeting is
So July 16th.
July 16th.
Is that what it is? There we go. So we'll do, July 16th, 2025 is the next regularly scheduled meeting, unless Sarah reaches out and changes it on us.
I am actually on vacation that week.
So,
So it might not be that day. We might see if we can do it the week before or after, but, and maybe the next special session will be so far out that it may not make sense to have a
Correct.
July meeting, and we might just
That
skip
was satisfied
to.
as
That's
well.
what I was thinking as
Yeah.
well.
Sounds
Because
good.
if we don't have anything, then we may not need to meet.
okay. With that, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. You adjourned at 5 on the dot.